They don't want you to know that your old truck is priceless now. While the dealerships are trying to lure you into a $90,000 loan for a truck that's mostly plastic and software, there is a quiet revolution happening in the used market. In 2026, your obsolete 20-year-old truck isn't just a reliable workhorse, it's actually becoming a priceless financial asset. As a mechanic, I'm seeing people trade in 3-year-old high-tech pickups just to get back into a 2006 model that they can actually own and repair. The manufacturers don't want you to know that the peak reliability era is behind us. And the trucks built between 1994 and 2007 are currently outperforming the stock market in value. Today, I'm revealing the 5 mechanical secrets that make your old truck priceless, the exact year models that are trading for original MSRP prices, and why the high-tech trap is making the low-tech legend the ultimate 2026 status symbol. Number 1. The death of the forever engine. The first reason your old truck is priceless is the fundamental shift in engine philosophy. In 2026, we are living in the age of extreme stress engineering. To meet modern emissions and fuel economy standards, manufacturers are pushing small displacement engines to their absolute thermal and mechanical limits. While a modern 3.5-liter EcoBoost engine might produce impressive numbers on a dyno, it is essentially a disposable engine designed for a 150,000-mile lifespan, often utilizing integrated exhaust manifolds that tend to warp under extreme heat. In my shop, a 2026 truck with 80,000 miles often needs a $12,000 engine replacement due to a micro crack in a plastic cooling manifold, or a failed integrated starter generator that requires an engine-out procedure. Compare that to the priceless iron block engines of the late 90s and early 2000s, specifically the 1999 to 2003 Ford F-250 with the 7.3-liter PowerStroke. These engines feature massive connecting rods and a low-pressure oil system for the fuel injectors that is virtually unkillable. They are currently available for anywhere between $10,000 and $16,000 for a high-mileage survivor. While that might seem like a lot for an old Ford, people know they are capable of 500,000 miles with basic care because the metallurgy was designed for commercial-grade fatigue cycles, not consumer-grade obsolescence. A modern truck is a race to the bottom of the warranty period, but a 7.3-liter Ford is a tool built with the mechanical honesty that the 2026 market is starting to crave again. But the engine is only half of the value. The real secret lies in a tiny digital handshake that didn't exist 20 years ago. Number 2, the digital freedom factor. Your old truck is priceless because it doesn't require permission to run. In 2026, every major manufacturer has implemented some form of component matching or encrypted handshaking. If you try to replace a transmission or even a central body control module on a modern truck, the central computer won't recognize the new part until a licensed dealer flashes the software via an encrypted cloud-based server. This is a deliberate attempt to kill the right to repair and keep you tied to the dealership's high-margin service bay for the life of the vehicle. An old truck, however, is a masterpiece of mechanical sovereignty, particularly the 1994 to 1998 Dodge Ram with the 12-valve Cummins. This truck uses the analog handshake. If the part fits and the bolts are tight, the truck runs. It uses a purely mechanical P7100 injection pump with zero computer dependency, even for its timing advance. Clean, hard-working versions of these 12 valves are trading for $12,000 to $18,000, and they represent a one-time purchase in a world where software updates can literally brick your vehicle, or your infotainment system can track your every movement for data brokers. Owning a truck that answers only to a wrench is the ultimate luxury. You own the hardware, you own the software, and you own the right to fix it in your own driveway without needing a password from a corporate server in Detroit. If you think repairability is just about convenience, look at the math, because the depreciation trap is making old trucks the smartest investment of the decade. Number 3, the financial flip of 2026. We are currently witnessing the great financial flip in the truck market. A brand new 2026 heavy-duty truck can cost $105,000 out the door, and the interest on a 96-month loan can add another $30,000 to that total. The moment you sign that paperwork, you lose $20,000 in depreciation. By the time the warranty expires, you're left with a machine that is worth half of what you paid and is potentially expensive to insure. Now, look at the 1999 to 2006 GM trucks, specifically 1500 series, with the 5.3-liter V8. This is the budget king of 2026. You can find a solid, reliable GMT 800 for between $6,000 and $9,000. Unlike a modern engine, the 5.3-liter LS doesn't have cylinder deactivation or stretching timing chains caused by extended oil change intervals. It is a solid, reliable V8 that can be rebuilt in a weekend for a fraction of the cost of a modern turbo-integrated exhaust manifold. If you want a heavy-duty diesel, the 2006 LBZ Duramax is the gold standard, currently trading for around $18,000 to $25,000. People are realizing that spending $25,000 for a truck that is technically appreciating in value is an infinitely better deal than spending $100,000 for a truck that is a digital liability in 7 years. The older trucks are no longer just transportation. They are a hedge against the rising cost of new vehicle ownership. But there's a mechanical reason behind this price surge, a specific part that used to be simple, but has now become a multi-thousand-dollar failure point. Number 4, the emissions escape. One of the biggest reasons your old truck is priceless is that it predates the emissions era. Beginning around 2008, the government mandated complex systems like DPF and DEF. While these systems are great for the environment, they are a nightmare for the owner's wallet because they rely on temperature and pressure sensors that are exposed to extreme heat and soot. A single sensor failure or a heater fault in a modern DEF system can put your truck into a limp mode countdown, limiting you to 5 miles per hour until you pay a dealer $4,000. An old 12-valve Cummins or a 7.3-liter PowerStroke doesn't have a DPF. It doesn't use DEF. It doesn't have a selective catalytic reduction system that can freeze in the winter or clog in the summer. It is a pure mechanical compression ignition engine. In 2026, as the cost of maintaining these emission systems reaches a breaking point for many owners, the demand for these pre-emission legends has hit an all-time high. These trucks are becoming the only logical choice for someone who actually tows heavy loads across state lines for a living. The ability to just put fuel in and drive, without the fear of a $5,000 check engine light for a clogged filter, makes your pre-2008 vehicle a priceless tool for anyone who values their time and their bottom line. The manufacturers know this, and they are doing everything they can to get these legends off the road through aggressive trade-in campaigns and scrappage incentives. Number 5, the peak reliability era, 1994 to 2007. The final secret is that we have already passed the peak reliability era of automotive manufacturing. Between 1994 and 2007, we had the perfect intersection of basic digital technology and extreme physical durability. This era produced trucks that utilized high-quality steel and simplified electrical architectures that are technically worthless, according to the dealership's Blue Book. But in the real world, they are more dependable than the $90,000 loan sitting on your neighbor's driveway. They use physical cables for throttles and traditional hydraulic steering pumps, rather than the fragile electric assist racks found in 2026 models. Manufacturers don't want you to know this because they need you to believe that newer is better and that safety tech is indispensable. But in my garage, we see the 2026 models coming in with catastrophic electrical failures, like radar sensors behind the grille that cost $2,000 to replace after a minor fender bender. Meanwhile, the guy with the 2005 Silverado 1500 is just coming in for his routine oil change at 320,000 miles. He's driving a truck that he can diagnose with a $20 tool and repair with a socket set. When you own a truck from the peak reliability era, you aren't just driving old metal. You're driving independence from the dealership industrial complex.